Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Message for Ukrainians. Do you think that after the West incited you to fight the Russians, you now are better off than you were, let's say, in 2013? Or are you worse off? Well, I think the later is true, which is you are worse. Donald Trump, he's the leader of a different country. He's not the leader of Ukraine. He is telling the guys in charge of your nation, the Ukrainians, that you're gonna give some of your territories to the guys that you're supposed to hate, which are the Russians. That's the first topic of this video. The second topic of this video, guess what? Trump is fucked. The Republicans are fucked and we are having hope in our lives. You know what happened? Joe Biden plans his return. To grave? To what exactly? I will show you. So, let me show you how the Ukrainians screwed themselves, or the Ukrainian nation was screwed by traitors and aliens among them with the help of foreign interests. Let's start with the first article. Russia Today. This is from the 21st of March 2025. Talks on dividing territory between Moscow and Kiev ongoing. Trump says that. Those two sides could reach an agreement on full ceasefire pretty soon, the US president has said. Under what circumstances? Negotiations about the terms of dividing up the lands between Moscow and Kiev are in full swing. Trump said, and I'm quoting, "It's being negotiated as we speak," the president told journalists on Friday, referring to a possible solution to both sides' territorial demands. Trump did not provide any details about the ongoing negotiations. He said that he had a very good discussions with the Russian President Vladimir Putin and Zelensky, and added, we have the confines of a deal. All right. So, I think it was wrong for you to team up with the foreign interests in order to fight your neighbors, your cousins, your brothers. That's my assessment as an imbecile. Okay? As a smart guy, I would tell you, you got fucked. All right? So either way. And because I'm so upset, no rock. Some sweet wine. What the hell? It's Friday. All right, that's the first one. Let's go to the second one. But this comes from the evil Russians. Not from the Western press. No, from the evil Russians. They must be lying to you again. Sputnik. Trump says, contract on Ukraine settlement and land divisions being negotiated now. Stefan the Great, Stefan cel Mare, was a Romanian Moldovan king. He was a brave guy, and he fought everyone. He fought the Poles, he fought the Hungarians, he fought the Turks all the time. He even fought fellow Romanians. He fought the Tatars. He fought everybody who wanted to take his lands. On his deathbed, he told his baboons surrounding him, do not trust the West. Trust better the Turk. Stefan the Great fought the Turks this much and the other guys this much. And he realized that the West screwed him over too many times. So he said, don't trust them, trust the Turk. When I read this, when I was about, 17 or 18 years of age, I was like, I can't believe that's true. Well, with life and experience, I realized, just looking at the Brits, that's exactly what it is. Don't trust those guys whatsoever. So, my fellow Ukrainians, you got screwed. By whom? Not by the evil Russians over there, by the other guys who promised you that they will use you to fight the Russians for what exactly? someone else's interest. All right, this is the first topic. And the first one, did you know that Trump says he's serious about Canada? The president has repeatedly floated the idea of annexing the United States' northern neighbor. US President Donald Trump has reaffirmed that he's serious about Canada being annexed by the United States. Now let's imagine, let's say if you're a Pole from Poland, let's say the guys in Slovakia or from Germany would say, we really want that Danzig corridor, man. I mean, that's ours. What would you do? All right, let's say the Russians are going to say, or the Germans would say, we want East Prussia from you, Poland. What would you say? Let's say the French would say, well, we want some parts of Germany, actually. Let's say, I don't know, the Russians saying, we want half of Europe. What would you say? Oh my God, that's a criminal thought. Now, this is the leader who represents the American people of the free world. So, is it dangerous? Do we have any rules anymore? And they talk about the Russians? All right. So his statement comes amid an escalation trade war between the two neighbors and follows a spat of comments from Trump claiming that Canada would be better off as 51st state of the US. Many countries could be better off if they would be the 51st state. But when do we start? Do we start with a world, leadership? Globalist leadership? Speaking to reporters in Oval Office on Friday, today, Trump reiterated his prior claims that the U.S. subsidizes its north neighbor by hundreds of billions of dollars a year, claiming a massive bilateral trade imbalance between them. And I'm quoting, it costs us $200 billion a year in subsidy to keep Canada afloat. So, my fellow Canadians, did you know that you would have been sinking without us, the American people? Did you know that? Let's say that's true. Who should you look for? Let's say it's not true. Then what will you do? Fight the Americans? All right. He said, adding that the U.S. does not need Canadian exports such as cars, lumber, and energy. Question for you. Can you give me one Canadian automaker? General Motors, just so you know, is not Canadian. Chevrolet is not Canadian, it's part of GM. What else? Guangzhou, Mercedes is not Canadian. What automaker you have? No, you are put to work by those guys through their investments. So you are their hamsters. That's what you are. If the Americans take their investment from your country and they send it, let's say, to Honduras, you're fucked. What are you going to do? Start cutting half of your lumber in Canada? I'm not here to insult you, but you tell me a Canadian automaker, and then we're talking. And I'm quoting Donald Trump. When I say they should be a state, I mean that. I really mean that. Okay, next one. There you go, my friends. We're saved. Biden planning political comeback. Well, in order to come back, that means you left somewhere where you were. Do you think Biden was there? If he was there, he was in body, not in soul. The Christian ones will know exactly what I'm talking about. He was in body, but not in soul. he was there, but he was not there. In order to return somewhere, to come back, it means you were there already. Where the hell this guy was? Personal assessment of Biden. Biden did not know what was going on around him. That's my personal assessment. I don't need a PhD in medicine or anything like that. I have enough information from 2 booklets to understand indirect experience to see when a person has Alzheimer, or when a person dives every week to an imaginary ball, or when he points out to words or shakes hands in the air to say, that guy is not there. And I would ask, how old are you? And when you say he's, 80, all right, I think I know what's going on here. So what kind of comeback? Remember, maybe nobody told Biden yet, you're gonna die. You're dying unless you're already 99% dead, but you're still resuscitated by these guys with all the big pharma they got. So let's see what this guy really thinks, or the people around him. The former US president has reportedly offered to help the Democratic Party as its popularity sinks. Former US President Joe Biden has offered to raise funds, campaign, and do whatever is needed to help Democrats regain ground lost to the Republicans. Wow. And let's go to the last one. This comes from NBC News. The Bidens. I like that, the Bidens, because she is the puppeteer and he is just a puppet in the string over there, barely conscious. Want back in what? Where exactly? In the hospice? Oh, my friends, this is delusional, and unfortunately next one could be voted in office a person in coma, and he's just fine. He was voted, or maybe a dead person, and they will rule the country as they ruled while Biden was around. Norok Biden, come back. Where exactly? I don't know. In your casket. Thank you very much for being with me again today. My fellow Canadians, I embrace you. But hey, what are you gonna do? 1/3 of Canada is... I was about to give you some ethnicities, but you know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.